Hello and welcome to the All Pod No Cast with Steve. It is I, the one and only, yours truly, here to bring you a new series of podcasts I've decided to do on my YouTube channel of Xano50. Uh, a lot of people could just call me Xano50, Steve. I've been called Stevo. I've been called a lot of things. But you get more nicknames as you go through life, right? So, episode one of All Pod No Cast is actually a topic I was given for my final exam in my radio, television, video, and film 231 class, which is Advanced Motion Picture Production. Originally, it started with us filming an actual film that was written by a classmate. What was her name? I believe it was Anai. I'm bad with names. I always forget someone's name after the first meeting. After like the fifth meeting, I remember, and that's like a terrible habit I have. But back to track. It was a film that was going to be a feature film with full IMBD credits. I was going to be given a producer credit on the film. It's a big group effort. There's producers, cinematographers, assistants, just basically everything you need for a film. And it was kind of like Goonies mixed with The Craft, is a way you, Mr. Cooney, since you're listening, put it. And it was interesting. I was actually going to be in charge of a certain couple cabin scenes, which were the establishing scene, middle scene, and I believe the part of the ending scene for the film. And due to the coronavirus that unfortunately struck all throughout the world, around, I believe, what's the month? I'm just double checking. It's May. So May, I believe, since March, I've been stuck here in Tijuana with my father because that's where I chose to just reside throughout all this. Because out in America, don't really got a place to stay, so it's better to stay with, my pops, the guy who's taking care of me, who loves me. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the coronavirus. I just been stuck here. Classes have been converted to online, and I mean, it's not so bad. It sucks that we can't really do the film anymore. It's not just even us, even a big majority of Hollywood produced films that are going to be worked on this year for upcoming releases, I believe, of 2021, 2022. I believe the Uncharted movie production was canceled. I forgot what else was supposed to start this year, but just all productions just shut down. Like future Marvel movies pushed back a year, which is a big effect coming from this. A lot of movies being pushed back, canceled. There's talk of October being a time when theaters should be opening up. Who knows how that'll be? Even now, currently, because right now it is May 20th. May 20th. And the last bit of news I saw was yesterday. Certain restaurants were opening up with coronavirus quarantine regulations. And they actually, to fill up the spaces of empty booths and tables, since they have to space people out, they've actually just put mannequins. Mannequins straight in seats and booths to make it seem more lively, even though people had to be, less capacity than what we were used to. So, yeah, that was some crazy news I saw. So maybe in movie theaters we're gonna see a whole rows with mannequins. Oh, not even just that. I seen for certain sports, I believe soccer, they have mannequins set up for for like soccer clubs, and I believe a soccer club in Seoul, Korea, actually made a hiccup, or it was a hiccup on the mannequin factory or distributor. What they were received were a bunch of what seemed to be adult female companions, filling up seats for the soccer games, which is a bit crazy and funny. I mean, they kept them. I mean, they paid the money, and people were even criticizing. Why didn't the guy realize that maybe I think it was like $4,000 per mannequin was a bit much, But I mean, maybe the guy never bought a mannequin before, so I mean, he never had a base price to go on. I mean, I don't even know how much a mannequin costs. I mean, I could probably get one for like $500 if I look. Probably a flea market, right? Probably like 40. Off the mannequins, all that. Mannequins just that's just my thought. Mannequins just filling up seats in movie theaters to space people out while they watch movies. Maybe a little bit annoying for groups. I don't know how they'll do it. Maybe they'll have I need to take a drink of Coke. A little bit of a dry throat right now. I can keep talking. I could talk for a long time, but right now I've been talking before, doing a little practice, but here we are now. There it goes. And just thinking, what if at the movie theaters, I think they're called not stewardesses, hosts? The teenagers that work at the movie theaters, I think they're just gonna have to go and take mannequins in and out just for space. Something like that. Who knows? But that's one effect coming for that. Movie theaters are currently closed as of now, and I don't even think that October reopening can be possible with the way the virus has spread. And you know, just like a shit ton of no answers from everywhere about anything. But back to the topic. Which is, I have to believe, I'm just reading the topic right now. How do I think the coronavirus will be evident in films or other forms of media from this moment on? In films, I mean, there can be, I believe a lot of background shots are going to be filled with a lot of face masks, More people are going to be face mask wary, even I think after a vaccine is even made. Like, I think it's just going to be a habit that people are going to be afraid of catching anything at that point. It's just, God, it just sucks. I know I'm supposed to talk about this topic, but I'm just getting off topic, like always. I've been stuck in my house for 2 months, and it's been nuts. For 2 weeks, I've been stuck with another family that just got stuck with us at that time. They had nowhere else to live, and my dad opened our doors to them, which at first I wasn't honestly against it, because I've been in situations where I've had to sleep with other relatives, like on their sofas, like just hopping from one place to another. When I lived with my father, we never stayed in one place. We've been everywhere. And that family was just a lot. It was a single mom and her 2 kids who she never taught to be in control. And it was a mess. I have a little sister. She has a lot of her toys here while she's down further south in Mexico with her extended family on her mother's side. And she has a lot of stuff here, and the kids, like, smashed and destroyed it. It's been on my mind for a while, but it's made me think of just a thought of future films, including like situations of the coronavirus. If I were to do a story about it, I think it would be like that. A topic focused around two opposite groups. An example of my situation was the calm, relaxed, organized life of me and my father compared to that woman's unorganized, loud, and unruly, just everything. Like it just a yin, like just putting. It's like swapping wives or whatever it is, swapping spouses. That was on ABC before with God Warrior, and it's just I believe more people are stuck in that situation where they can't go anywhere, they can't do nothing, and morals are gone into place. You can't just kick someone out during a pandemic when they got nowhere to go, with risk of them being infected and feeling guilty for getting them infected, or just being a bad host, or just not wanting to be rude, which is really the thing that made it drag on a lot. But a lot of stress happened, and that's just kind of how the coronavirus affected me. It's just put me in awkward situations just from the beginning to now, I mean. So back on topic, I was saying before, the inclusion of face masks in the background is becoming a common norm in society. Maybe more distancing between people seen in films. I think a good topic as well for these type of situations would be, oh, I thought that was a knock. That was just my cat's knocking something over. A film I was thinking of during this coronavirus issue is a Jake Gyllenhaal 2001 film, and it's not Donnie Darko. It's Bubble Boy. And the reason I think of Bubble Boy is because the film, Jake Gyllenhaal plays a character who's an adult man who's lived his whole life inside of a bubble because at birth he had an autoimmune disorder or something like that. No, that's AIDS. I thought of it wrong. He just had no immune system. He didn't have AIDS. That's Philadelphia. That's a different movie and different cast, I think. But he lived his life inside of a bubble. His neighbor always came and visited him, and he fell in love with her. But he was always stuck inside the bubble in his room until he decided to run away from home and his mother, who's kept him inside that bubble due to her not wanting to have her sick child get sick and die. Which, is kind of like the same thing as coronavirus. A lot of people are stuck inside their own home, their own bubble, and they can't leave due to, just this over thing not wanting to spread, or, more people dying. And the thing that pushes Jake Gyllenhaal's character to leave his bubble, and he actually makes a bubble suit. So he's not fully outside of his bubble. He's in his bubble still, but he has like a bubble suit with little arms and everything. And he does this because a woman he loves is getting married to a douchebag, classic 2001 story. And he just travels across America by foot, plane, and meets a bunch of different characters, from people performing in a freak show to crazy old men and screaming Japanese men with $500. And yeah, he just does that whole thing. He escapes that bubble while still being in his bubble. But near the end, he finds out that he wasn't sick anymore, and his mom was just keeping him in that bubble just to be overprotective and all that. And also, the B plot of the movie is the mom's chasing her bubble boy all throughout America. But he finds out he doesn't need his bubble anymore, and he's fine to like walk around, and he won't like drop dead from freaking the common cold. And the chick hates the guy, and Jake Gyllenhaal and the chick get married. And I think a good thing that would be evident as far as stories would be people coming out of their social bubble due to this virus, keeping people indoors and separated. Not a lot of people are social. Not a lot of people are used to being at home 24/7 or being on their computers, for entertainment. I've been on my computer for a long time. Uh, After my first try at school, and certain family issues, I fell into depression, which sucked. I had a bout with it for about a year and a half. I'm actually getting a lot better. I've been over it. I've had a lot of stress just disappear after a lot of revelations and life changing situations. And learning that you just can't be depressed anymore and just stuck in that bed. And you just gotta get out of that bubble that you just put yourself in and just suffocate. And it's weird because I was a shut in for about the a year and a half, and maybe more like two. It was just a blur of time where a constant cycle of stresses and days of just being in bed after work. I say this as my dumb cat Fluffy is scratching on our couch, which I gotta throw something at her, so pardon the noise. Bad Fluffy. So yeah, that depression happened, and after visiting my dad and living with him for about a year, I've gotten over it. I've gotten happy again. I'm living life how I used to before, and it just sucks because all of that, I was getting all this rolling in 2019 near July, where I was getting over my stuff, and I enrolled back in school for a semester, and then this semester that switched was the one where I was going to start my filming and my screenwriting, which my screenwriting I got to work on a lot better in the following semester. But the coronavirus hit as I've been wanting to just be out of my house, and now I'm back in. Not that I hate it. I have more of a positive up view of being indoors. Sorry, parched again. But That's the thing. I'm used to it. I have friends online that I speak to every day. I have ways I keep myself entertained, from video games to just things I like to do online, like YouTube videos and just watching stuff. But not a lot of people are used to that. And we're probably going to see a lot of people change. The people who are extroverted are going to be introverted, and the introverted are going to be extroverted. It's weird, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different. And we're probably going to see in like 4 or 5 years a film that's just a retrospective of all this that's happened, from government viewpoints, society viewpoints, media viewpoints, just all that. And everything as far as our, well, cats again. As far as our culture goes, as far as going out and being humans, it's just gonna be a lot toned down, for as far as I know. But that's the thing. Things change, humans adapt. Everything's evident of that. Because if we can go from rubbing sticks together to make fire to freaking electric cars and all that, I mean, we could all get used to just a little bit of change and adapt. They're just us humans. And I think that's a good note to end it on for this podcast and for my final exam. I may have rambled a bit. It's just the virus has just made people think a lot differently. And honestly, I just want to go outside to the movies and, watch Halloween Kills, but who knows? Maybe it'll just be released on demand. We'll just have to get used to it, right? Well, see ya.